you ready for our story today? Today we're going to read, I am not going to school today. Who do you think is not going to school? This boy. I wonder why he's not going to school. Maybe he's sick or something. I guess we'll find out. Our book is written by Robbie H. Harris. Robbie H. Harris is the author, and the author writes the book. The author writes the book. Hi-ho, library-o, the author writes the book. It's illustrated by Jan Ormerod. That's the illustrator, and the illustrator makes the pictures. The illustrator makes the pictures. The illustrator makes the pictures. Hi-ho, library-o, the illustrator makes the pictures. Let's find out why this boy is not going to school today. I am not going to school today. On this page, we see raisins. What's that? A banana, a flashlight, mittens, and a wind-up chicken. The night before the very first day of school, I put a banana, a shiny silver flashlight, a wind-up chicken, a pair of mittens, and a tiny box of raisins into my backpack. Then I put my new backpack at the end of my bed, right next to Hank. Who's Hank? Who's next to the backpack? It's a stuffed monkey. I put my underpants, socks, shorts, a dinosaur t-shirt, and my new sneakers with the green stripes at the end of my bed too. I was ready for the first day of school. So he has his backpack and his clothes and his shoes all set out and ready. Daddy came in to read me a story and Mommy came to tuck me in tight. They both gave me a hug and a kiss goodnight. Just before they turned out the light, I put Hank right next to me. Because Hank's my friend. I closed my eyes and held on tight to Hank. That's when I decided that going to the very first day of school was not a good idea. Why is that not a good idea? It's a great idea to go to school. I wonder why he thinks that. The very next morning, as soon as I woke up, I ran to Mommy and Daddy's room. I stood right next to their bed and shouted, I am not going to school today. Why? Asked Mommy as she sat up and put on her glasses. Oh, why not? Asked Daddy as he sat up and stretched his arms. Because on the very first day of school, you don't know anything, I told them. You don't know all the kids' names, or which cubby is your cubby, or where the crayons are, or what kind of juice they have, or if they have crackers at all. He seems to be very concerned. He is feeling a feeling that we've seen before in another story. What's that word? What's that feeling? He's feeling worried that he might not know where anything is or any of the things they do. How can he find out? Yeah, he has to go to school to find out. If he doesn't go, he'll never learn. Then I jumped onto their bed and said, and on the very first day of school, you don't know any of the songs or when it's story time or where the toilet is or if you can play in the rain. You don't know anything at all. That's why I am not going to go to school today. But I will go to school tomorrow because on the second day of school, you know everything. If he doesn't go to school on the first day, he can't learn those things, so he won't know them on the second day. But if you don't go to school today, asked Daddy, what will you do all day? Hank and I will play all day, I said. That's what we like to do. You know what? It's time to get up, said Mommy. I'm already up, I said. Well then, it's time to get dressed, said Daddy. Daddy and Mommy got up. I went and got dressed. I brushed all my teeth. I pulled on my brand new sneakers. I pulled the laces tight, but I couldn't tie them. That's hard to do. I took Hank and went to eat my breakfast. Daddy tied my laces with double knots, and he made blueberry pancakes, my favorite. I ate every bite and I drank all my milk. Then Daddy looked at his watch and said, "It's time to go to school." I told you, I said as I held on tight to Hank and slid under the table. He's trying to hide. I am not going to school today. Daddy bent down and gave me a kiss. I can't go, I cried. Hank will miss me, and I will miss Hank. Hank will miss you, Mommy called from the front hall, but I think he will be fine. No, he won't, I said as I crawled out from under the table. I can't leave Hank, and if I go to school, Hank won't have anyone to play with. I carried Hank to the front hall. Hank does not want me to go to school today, I said. Hank needs me here. I have an idea, said Mommy. You could take Hank to school today. But if Hank comes to school, I said, Hank won't know anything. Hank will know you, said Mommy, and Hank won't have to stay home. Mommy's right. Hank will know him, and he will know Hank. I think that's a good idea. I looked at Hank and said, Hank, you won't be lonely if you go to school with me. Daddy looked at me and said, it's almost time to leave. And Hank, you won't miss the first day of school, I said, if you go with me. Then we better get going, said Mommy. She's looking at her watch because they're running late. I ran to my room and grabbed my backpack. I put Hank in. I made sure his head was sticking out the top so he could see. I slipped my backpack on my back. I put 2 pennies in my pocket for good luck, one for Hank and one for me. Then it was time to go, and Hank went with me. At school, the teacher said how happy he was to meet me. There's the teacher. He told me his name was Mr. Chase. I showed him Hank. He showed me my cubby. So he didn't know where his cubby was, but the teacher showed him, so now he knows. That's how we learn, when someone shows us or tells us things. Then we all sat in a circle and we told everyone our names. The other teacher told us her name too. Her name was Miss Chen. So he was worried he wouldn't know anybody's names. But now they're introducing themselves and he knows everybody's name now. Mr. Chase showed us where the crayons were. He showed us where the toilets were. And then it was time for juice, orange juice. And we all got to eat crackers with yellow cheese. These were all the things he was worried about not knowing, but since he went to school, he learned them. Mr. Chase told us that when it rains a little, we can still go out to play. Can we do that? Can we go outside when it's raining a little? Yes, we can. But if it rains a whole lot, we'll play inside. And we'll do that too. We sang a song about a train that was down by the station, and I knew all the words. Mr. Chase said we would sing lots of songs every day. Do we sing lots of songs every day? Yes. Mrs. Santo loves to sing. Look, everybody's having so much fun too. Then it was story time. Miss Chen said we would have story time every day. Do we have story time every day? Yes, we do. After that, it was time to go home. So Mr. Chase said, "See you tomorrow." Look, it looks like he made a friend too. That night, I packed my backpack and put it at the end of my bed. I got into bed and put Hank right next to me. Then I told Mommy and Daddy, "Hank liked going to school today, and I think he'll go to school tomorrow if I come with him." Mommy and Daddy gave me a hug and a kiss goodnight and turned out the light. I held on tight to Hank. Then I whispered, "Hank, I liked going to school today. I bet you did too. And I will go to school tomorrow if you come with me." And he did. The end. So the little boy was feeling nervous and worried about coming to school. So he thought, "I just won't go." But if you don't go to school, you won't learn all the things there are to learn. It's very important to go to school. And friends, I'm so glad you joined me for school today. Thanks for reading. Bye now.